It's issue 47 of Common Comic Covers, an appreciation podcast for non-geek comics, where we shine a light on the hidden gems, underrated issues, and the stories that don't always make the headlines but deserve a place on your shelf. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Andy.
Andy, it's great to see you. Happy Halloween, friend.
Yeah, thanks. It's exciting. Been doing a lot of comic book shopping online recently, so that's fun. Not more window shopping than buying things, but yeah.
I'm excited. I have some things on the way that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. I figure since I really shouldn't eat treats because I don't want to become diabetic, I can treat myself to comic books, and that's what I tell myself.
I do both. Yeah. I just go to various offices at the school I work at, and where there's buckets of chocolates.
Yeah.
And then the break room has really been bountiful lately. So I'm doing well.
Are they now? Do the teachers look unkindly on you eating all the candy they're supplying, or do you're fine?
No, these aren't teachers. These are like the offices in the main office where I work in the main office.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't take the teachers' candy. I take
the office. Okay, I see.
I take office people's candy.
I see. Okay. That makes sense. I'm gonna.
That's where I'm at right now. So exciting. So exciting. What were you going to say?
I was going to switch it up and ask you what your common comic cover was today.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. So I've actually gone to a few places the last couple weeks and found some cool stuff, but I've dove into some cool dollar bins. So I found this. Where did I find this? Oh yeah, just at the dollar in a big dollar bin the other day. This is The Thing Freakshow.
Oh, is it bigger than a normal comic book?
No, just my head's just small. I don't know. This is from 2002. Coincidentally, it's a Geoff Johns book. But it's Scott Kolins and Andy Lanning. It's the guys that he did the Flash run with.
Oh, yeah.
And I know they did like a Cyclops version of this. They did a Nightcrawler, and they did a Thing. I'm not sure if they did anymore, but they do these icons. I have the Nightcrawler, and I have the Cyclops. I think there's a Nightcrawler. Yeah, like 199% sure. I'm 100% sure. I'm pretty sure. They just did these little four issue arcs, but I haven't read this one. I just saw it. It was $1, and I thought that is just a really cool cover.
That is a really cool cover.
There's like a bird pooping on his shoulder. He's eating a sucker with a Fantastic Four logo on it.
What is coming out of the suitcase?
Oh. Looks like a newspaper and a tail, maybe. That is weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, how about you? What's your common cover?
Okay. My common comic cover is all new Secret Romance from Charlton.
Oh, yeah. From the 70s?
From the 70s.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. That is salacious.
Yes, there is so many things to like about this comic book, let me tell you. Okay, so it came out in August of 79. It was a cover by Sururi Gumen. I practice this. I practice saying the name.
You're just making sounds. So I think that could be one of your shorts that you put out is just
mispronouncing
the 47 issues worth of you pronouncing names.
The stories are written by unknown.
Are you unknown?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's the silent K that gets me. So the interior art by Charles Nichols and Vince Alicia. So the funny thing, like, there's a couple funny things, but like this, my comic book shop has a lot of books. Like they have almost everything. And you click on a title and it's going to be like, they have 90% of the title usually. Like maybe the really expensive keys, maybe some of them are gone or whatever. I clicked on this series. They only have 5 of the 48 books. It's very thin. They don't have very much of this. I'm not saying that.
I wonder just because Charlton is just not. I don't know. That's a good. I've noticed there are some that aren't like the Gold Key stuff. There's not a ton of Gold Key stuff on my comic shop.
Yeah, usually I collect DC or Marvel, but this is a really high grade copy of this book. It has like manufacturing. It's like miscut a little bit, like it's not centered right. And these are really like poorly made books, but there's no spine ticks. The corners are sharp. I'm like, this is a really high grade book. Anyways, this comic is featuring these delicious stories, and I read these before the show. I'll soon be a widow. This is my favorite title. Make others happy.
Okay. Okay.
And the last story, which is the cover story, fat. So
fat
is the title. Fat.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be a widow soon is about her husband's a race car driver, and she is so worried about it. And then he just likes doing dangerous things, and eventually she passes out during a race, and then he finds out that she's pregnant. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna change. I won't do it anymore. Because what if my child didn't have a father?" And that's the end of the story. Make others happy it really starts off as like it's like I'm like, is this gonna be like a alternative lifestyle book? Because she's like not interested in any of the men. She's like, her mom's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt the end of your date." Like they're kissing and he left, and she's like, "Oh, I've dated so many men and I don't like any of them." I'm like, "Oh boy." Well, there's something, and then so and then her mom's like, "Well, go visit your aunt." And she goes visit her aunt. Anyway, she starts volunteering at an old folks home, and then she falls in love with the doctor, and the doctor falls in love with her, and whatever. And then
typical.
Yeah, typical. Fat is this woman, and she's like, she takes you on the journey of being a little overweight to then getting really heavy to then having her new boss tell her she's fat and that she has to lose weight, and then she loses weight, and then they get married. So that's the journey of Fat. So
that's really,
it was
not.
It's what is it? Third wave feminism? You think? Fourth wave feminism?
It might just be misogyny.
It's a really so cliche and so bad, and it's I don't know how to say
this might be an offshoot podcast opportunity for you, breaking down romance story plots.
It was the whole thing. I hope you enjoyed it. So this is common.
And next week, Andy goes over 50 Shades of Grey while drinking ginger ale and eating Starburst. I don't know. I was telling Andy, I apologize, just before we hit the record button and settled in here, I was taking a dad nap as we were watching our family show for the evening, and I woke up to, "All right, kids, time to go to bed and brush your teeth."
It always takes me a while. It always takes me a while when you start addressing the audience, because I'm like, what is happening?
All right. Andy, we did this segment last week, and we're bringing it back. We have another one. I think we've retitled it, but let's get into what's it worth, and then we're going to do our inbox. We'll take a look at the hot 10, and this week we're going to each pick one that we're going to keep, one that we're going to pass, and then we're going to do our tour But let's this is where you don't show me a comic book. You just talk about it.
Yeah.
And I guess how much it sold for. I bombed last week. I think it was Fantastic Four #1. It sold for $2 million. I think my guess was $150,000. So
yeah, you're almost off $2 million.
Really in tune on things here. All right, what do you have for me this week?
Okay, so
what's it worth?
Yeah, so this is not a famous sale. This is the sale I tried to be a part of, but it was too expensive. My wife, anyways, we put a bid on, I thought a good bid on Showcase #4. It was a CGC graded copy, and it was a 4.0, but it had restored, C1 restored. So it looks like maybe
wait, with C1 restored.
So cover. It's like amateur mild. So like,
okay.
Like maybe you could remove it and then it's a regular, more expensive, right? A normal one, a universal one, sold last month for $16,200 without any restoration.
$200. Okay.
Okay. How much do you think the restored one sold for?
Okay, and this is the first appearance of the Silver Age Flash.
Yes, yeah, and the beginning of of Silver Age comics.
Beginning of Silver Age comics. 11,487.
Yeah, that's great. It was, I think it sold for $11,000, but then there's a buyer premium, so it was $13,200.
That was close.
Yeah, you were close. Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be more like $8,000.
Yeah, your bid was a lot lower than that, and you guys. I'm sorry you didn't win it.
I'm not, because I think they overpaid, but I mean maybe not. But yeah, I think prices have really gone up on a lot of books recently. Like
it seems like it's the market kind of lulled for a minute, but it seems like it's getting back up there again.
Yeah, I feel like the interest rate's going down. Maybe people are okay, now it's time to put that money out there before it's worth less. I don't know, but I'm not honest.
Nice job. I did a lot better this week. Andy,
you did.
What's in your inbox?
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is your fault. And by that I mean I was in my collection, but I found it. And then I discovered something about it.
That means I get half.
Half of, yes, like a baby, like Solomon. I'll just slice it. There you go.
Wow, a biblical illusion. Wow.
That's right.
Romance novels and the Bible by Andy.
I'm versatile. Yes.
Oh, sorry, I said your last name. You can edit that out.
Oh, yeah.
Redact
I will. Yeah, okay.
No.
And here is Fantastic Four 166.
Wait, how is this my fault? You found it because you were going through and organizing.
Yes, and I was putting my stuff in Key Collector, right?
Yeah, I got
you. So it's a classic whole thing battle. I don't know when I got it, but it came out in January of 1977. I didn't write that date down, but January 1977. It is a Roy Thomas story, and then George Perez does the interior pencils.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I really like the cover. I like the green of the Hulk. That's in good condition.
It's in really good condition. Yeah, I think it's probably, I would say it's like a 9.0. It has like.
Is it thick?
Oh no, it's probably 8.5. No, it's not thick.
Oh, okay.
It's just it has a little bit of damage on the corner. Anyways, Rick Butler and Dan Adkins did the cover, so it's not a George Perez cover. But I was looking at it, and Jolly, I don't know if they're real. Let's see. Okay.
What?
But Roy Thomas and that's George Perez signed it, like in the same pen. I'm like, did somebody just write it on the comic book, or was it like people don't care and they're just like, yeah, I'll sign it. So
you should compare their signatures and see if that's what their signatures look like.
Well, I did, and George Perez, it looks kind of like that, and that doesn't look anything like George Perez, but that's kind of how he writes his name. And then Roy Thomas, I couldn't tell.
So you have a potentially signed comic book by Roy Thomas and George Perez. That's cool.
Yeah, it was. I've always wondered, like, how many books do I actually have signed that I just don't know. This might be one. I don't know. But
my son has grabbed. He pulled out of a dollar bin one time a Amazing Spider-Man. Was it Amazing? I don't remember what it was. It was something, and it was a McFarlane, and it was where McFarlane had signed it on the front page.
Yeah,
and he grabbed it because it was a McFarlane. We got in the truck, and he's like, "Dad, look!" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's awesome!"
Wow, yeah, that's great. That's really good. Okay, Jeremy.
Yeah.
What is in your inbox?
Yeah, I actually swung by a thrift store today that every once in a while has comic books. That's where I got your Inhumans book.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so I just wanted to see what they had, and I found something kind of fun for $1.50. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, but volume 2, #1. So I think there was only like wraparound.
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Actually, it came out in 1993.
What's the interior of the back cover? Because you can kind of see through.
Oh yeah, it was a Usagi Yojimbo.
Oh no, the other side. Oh, maybe not. There's that back cover's got a lot of like writing on it, huh?
That's cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Oh, the wraparound.
Yeah, there's like the names are written on there.
I bought it and I'm looking at it and I open it up. So really cool front page, like really cool splash there.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Looks like one of them just beat the crap out of
Splinter.
But then, like, I'm like, what is this? So someone, can you see like in the margins?
Yeah, there's something there. What?
Did you see that?
They're writing,
but it's like, are those color codes? It's like 4R2B9, YB3, YB5, YB7. I don't know what is that.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, so they did it on a couple of pages and then they didn't. But I was just like, all right, whatever.
I wonder what I would be interested in seeing what another copy of that looks like.
Yeah. I'm still fine. I mean, it was a low grade anyway. It's got a nice, good crease right there. It's a reader copy. It's about $1.50. I was like, oh, that's a cool book. I've never seen it before.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah, volume 2, #1 came out in '93. Covers by A.C. Farley, and then Jim Lawson does the writing. A really cool. Kind of at the introduction here, it's they're just talking about how in volume 1 they kind of got off track of just not really following a story, and then this one they're going to work on getting back to just basics and making a story of it. So I don't know, I've never read them all. There's a couple stories in here, but anyway, grab that today. That's in my inbox. A fun find. Yeah. All right.
I'd buy that.
I know, for the price, you can't help it. Andy, this is where we're going to look at the top 10 key picks of the week. And this week, unlike last week, we're going to each pick one that we want to keep and one that we would just say, nah, passing out of the 10, right?
Right.
The hot 10 from key collectible comics.
And I started on 9. So we got Joker #1, which is cool.
That's number 10.
Yeah, that's number 10.
Okay.
And then we got Spider-Man 361's first Carnage, first Agatha Harkness, Fences 494.
Oh, you have that one.
I do have that one. Spider-Man number 2, 30 appearance of Spider-Man, first Vulture, first Terrible Tinker. Okay, whatever. Spider-Man 15, first appearance of Craven, second appearance of Chameleon. Spider-Man 33, a lot of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
New powers.
That's one of my favorite covers of Spider-Man.
33.
Yeah.
That is a cool one. There's one of the 100s that has a very similar cover to that. 340, Hulk 340.
Yeah.
Iconic cover. Star Wars 1. First appearance of Star Wars people. Secret Wars.
First appearance of
8.
Star Wars people.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. And Venom 3, first null is number 1 again.
All right, that's what I'm getting rid of.
Yeah, me too. I'm not interested in keeping that one.
And then I'm gonna. So, what are you passing? Are we both passing on the Venom?
Yeah, I don't care about the symbiote creator. Which? Sorry.
I mean, I like all of these, but one that I would love. I want that.
That
Incredible Hulk. I love that cover.
Oh, the Incredible Hulk one. Okay, not the Spider-Man 33.
No. Although that's a great story, actually. I think it's 31, 32, and 33. It's the first appearance of
Gwen Stacy and
Norman. Yeah, that's a great story. And he's trapped. He's got like the serum to help Aunt May. And he gets stuck there. I don't know. That's so iconic. It's such a cool cover.
Yeah.
That's probably my keep. Although it's a close one with that number 33. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go 33 just because it's a little
more expensive. Be harder to get.
A little harder to get. I'm going to Amazing ASM 33.
I think I'd do 15 because I do like Craven the Hunter. He's cool. That I keep. Although it's hard. Spider-Man 2 is like third appearance of Spider-Man.
You gotta pick one. You gotta pick one.
I do Craven the Hunter.
All right, I like it.
Spider-Man 15. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, we both went Spider-Man. Nice job. It was hard. Well, considering that
most of the list was Spider-Man.
5 of the 10 were Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Andy, it's that time of the episode here where we're going to take a little tour. Where are you taking us tonight?
I'm taking you to the deadly hands of Kung Fu. So
you stop. Are we going Misty Knight?
We're doing the Daughters of the Dragon. This is the first appearance.
I'm at the very end of season 1 on Luke Cage.
Oh, cool. Yeah. She does a good job. The actress does. So this is the first appearance of the Daughters of the Dragon. It's the Deadly Hands.
That's Misty Knight and Colleen Wing.
Yeah. It's Deadly Hands Kung Fu number 32. It came out in January of 77. Cover by Malcolm McNeil. Daughters of the Dragon first appearance. Story by Chris Claremont and art by Marshall Rogers. Is it really
Marshall Rogers?
The interior of the
that just made it that much better.
Yeah,
Marshall Rogers did that great Detective Comics run, like 5 or 6 issues. 471 to 477, 78. You have it.
I don't know what it is though.
You'll look it up later. It's good.
Okay. All right. And then I got the next one. This is the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu 33. This is the last issue in the run.
Controversial issue.
It is controversial. It has Colleen Wing and Misty Knight are both hooked on drugs. And Colleen Wing is topless in this one. The cover is by Earl Norham. Story by Chris Claremont and art by Marshall Rogers again for their story. So this came out in February of 77. So this is cool. I bought these after watching those Netflix shows, and I was like, I want those. They seem like, I think they're kind of expensive now, just based on doing a little research. I haven't.
They are, but still affordable for what they are, I would say.
Okay. Yeah,
Like,
I was like
I
low
think-
grade, like $50 on these.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
at least on my comic book shop, that's what I saw.
Probably.
But,
It's if not, it's around that for sure.
okay.
Yeah.
And I heard a rumor that you had some
Yeah.
treasure.
Yeah. It's been a while. So instead of a tour, I'm gonna take you on a blind date, Andy. This is a segment we haven't done in a while where Andy goes on a blind date with a dollar bin comic, and he decides at the end if it's trash or treasure. Usually, he gives me a score on my reading, and then he gives the story a score. Now, with this one, Andy, you're going to know who the character is. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Okay.
But I still want you to dive into it a little bit here and just see, are you going to want to keep reading this book? Are you going to finish the date?
Is it the Flaming Carrot or something like that?
No. I'm taking you to 1972 right now, buddy.
Oh.
This is a Frenzy on a Faraway World. And I'll take out some names just for fun because that's what I do. But so here's our main protagonist here, and the bad guy. The good guy here is on a spaceship, and they're flying. You see Earth in the background, so they're in outer space. You threaten Betty. You try to smash my friend Jim. Now I will smash you. What are you talking about? What's going on? Where are we anyhow? It's the other guy. You lie, gray man. You hurt Jim. You want to harm girl. You made me come here, and for that I will destroy. Destroy. Have you gone bazoonies? You're busting the cockpit, and we're in outer space. So our guy is ripping off the thing that comes over him. So the bad guy's flying the spaceship, and Hulk, as you guess, is on top, and here's our guy again. Don't care where we are. I'll smash you. Hey, you're letting all the air out, you big green goofball. Maybe you can breathe the thin air shell around this crate, but me, I gotta have this oxygen mask. Ha! Now I have you where he wants you. And Hulk is smart. He knows you are not who you look like. Hulk knows you are the one called leader.
Oh, okay. Let me pause you. Yeah. Okay, you get a 9.8 on the reading. You did a great job on the rating, and I just want to keep listening to the story. I think the story is 8.5. 8.5. Good story. Yeah.
I am so excited right now.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you. So first off, this was I paid 25 cents for this book because it is beat.
Nice.
It is Incredible Hulk 158.
158. Oh, is it the Rhino?
Nice. Yeah, that was he was in there with the Rhino. Okay. Frenzy on Counter Earth, written by Roy Thomas. Plot is by Roy Thomas. Pencils, Herb Trimpe. I love it right there. There's our guy, Herb. I love where he put his signature.
I don't see it.
It's right here. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like in the. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for my favorite part right now?
Yes.
Would you give it an 8.5? Like you want to keep reading?
Yeah.
You want to keep reading this Steve Gerber comic book right now?
Yeah. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He did a good job.
Yeah.
Man, that's the first time Steve Gerber's done something that I. Well, he was younger. Younger.
It's young Steve Gerber. It's funny. I went to there's this vintage toy store in town, and he sometimes has a box of comic books, and it's always 2 for $1. And I had the money, but like I threw this on the counter, and he's like, "Oh wow!" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a Steve Gerber," and he's like, "Okay." I'm like, Howard the Duck, and I could tell he's just like, "Man, I sling toys." There's a box of comic books in the corner. He's like, "Well, how much change you got there?" I was like, "Oh, I got like 27 cents. It's for tax." He's like, "Just give me that." He goes, I think it's cool that you knew who wrote it.
Okay, that's cool.
I was like, I can afford it if you want me to pay the whole 50 cents, but no.
Yeah.
So shout out to Time Bomb Collectibles in the Garland District.
All right. 27
cents or something I paid for this bad boy.
Nice.
Great story. I'm glad that you liked it.
Yeah, I enjoy. Hulk's one of my favorite characters. I didn't know.
I know. I set you up. I set you up for.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna like it. I knew you were gonna like it, and I was so happy that it was a Steve Gerber.
I might actually own that comic book 158. I wrote it down, so I'll have to look. So actually, I could look at my.
Gerber actually wrote a couple of Hulk comic books, not a ton, maybe like one or two, maybe two or three actually.
As Ringo Starr says, "Peace, love, peace, love."